Traveler, Paimon, please I'd like your assistance with this investigation.
That's fine with Paimon. What do you think, Traveler?
I have a few theories, but we don't have enough lead. There are some places I'd like to investigate.
Sure.
I want to go back to where we first met up. I believe there may still be some Are you worried that she'll be waiting? My worry is that
Wow, Hazel!
The more cases you see, the less afraid you become. Let's go. This should be approximately where you first encountered the ghost. Of course, we cannot conclude whether the woman is actually a ghost, but I'd like to go over everything that happened again.
Let Paimon think. She warned us not to go near her, and she said,
And then what happened?
Then, everything seemed to get dark. Paimon saw some sort of black mist.
Big?
Exactly!
It's possible, but I'm more even if she is a ghost.
Wasn't she after our souls?
I think she was just trying to scare you.
Oh, you think?
Think about it. Besides, a ghost...
That does make sense.
I believe there are only two possibilities. The first is that but if you had really been cursed, then you would probably have noticed it. So, this is the
But why would she want to scare us? Maybe she was trying to get us to quit, so she... Oh! Probably not. So why does she want to scare us? Do you have any idea?
Based solely on your account, I don't believe she actually meant any harm. But this evidence alone is insufficient to make any valid assumptions. She could very well be guarding some treasure or covering up a crime. Though, my intuition is telling me that neither of these hypotheses are correct. Have you found any leads yet?
Yeah, some tree branches seem like they were...
I see. After you left, I took... Aside from the bent branches, if only there was some more conclusive evidence.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, it's you guys! We heard you were out searching. Oh, that's rude.
Actually, we just asked the members of Mr. Itto's gang if that lady is either a nasty evil spirit or a formidable yokai. But we still...
We long admired which is why we want to hold the Mikawa Flower Festival, even though our powers are limited.
The Chinju Forest covers a large area, so it'd be great to have more help, and welcome to the team.
Don't worry, we're very... Look what I found down by the river! Huh? What is it?
Is it a scrap of black cloth?
This?
Shade cloth?
Yeah. It can effectively block out light, and there's a rough tear in the cloth, probably caused by...
Branches?
Suppose that a large shade cloth was originally hung from a tree. When the shade cloth was removed from the... Either she didn't care, or she was in...
But why would she hang...
I'm only speculating, but... Maybe she used it to create the atmosphere you Let's not worry about that for now. Next, I'd like to invent...
Oh, I know the way. I asked the gang members where they're in...
Good. Let's go find out what...
This is the place. They claimed that as they passed through here...
We saw the very same thing!
Let's start by taking a look around the area, just as we did before.
I found some sort of... The inside of it look...
Judging from the brother...
There's some strange powder in the I picked some up.
Similar. I believe we're closing it. I'm almost certain that the woman you encountered, she possesses no extraordinary powers. She was merely...
Some small props?
First and foremost, that you were initially frightened because you were already tensed up. That's when she pulled down the shade.
So, it was all just a show? She tricked us!
There is, however, still one loose end. That couldn't have been accomplished by just a few small props. But if she possesses such powers... She can only use props to...
Whoa, that was fast!
If we rule out the potential of organized crime, then I know who the woman is.
We'll come along too.
No, you should go back and tell the others not to be afraid. The truth has surfaced. It's time to put an end to all the unnecessary panic and await the outcome of the test of courage.
Okay, but please be careful. If you run into any danger, simply call out our names. We'll be able to hear you.
There shouldn't be any danger now. Let's search along the cliffside. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a chunk of earth that's unlike the others.
I knew it. I knew that you would come find me here.
There she is! Paimon thought you were a yokai like the others, but so... Who are you? And why did you try to...
I have already warned you never to speak to me. If you don't leave now, then...
She's terrifying! Hazel, it sure doesn't seem like she's using any props this time!
Don't move. Just trust me. Your yokai power won't scare us. It will only...
Yokai power?
Huh? How did you know?
Your yokai that emerged from an object and assumed a human... When this type of yokai is close to its own body, it can use some yokai power. But and if the original body is destroyed, then the yokai that originated... Should I refer to you as a Hagoita spirit or Tsukumogami?
Don't bother. You may call me Hanyura.
Chizuru, what if you're a yokai? You should understand. Besides, we had a...
Yes. That's why. That's why I don't want you to be...
Sad?
I'm sure the yokai have already told you, but they don't actually know. The samurai was about 25 years old when they met at the festival. They met again 10 years later and remained friends. They spent time together drinking, traveling, and sparring. When they had first met, they merely respected each other, but 10 years later, they became best friends. After another decade, the samurai had reached the pinnacle of his swordsmanship and won their duel by a narrow margin. Kamai was so astonished by his defeat, he gave up drinking and began training to become stronger for their next duel. However, another 10 years later, Kamai did not meet the samurai. As it turned out, war had broken out in the south, and the samurai had gone to defend the border. Kamai was unconcerned, because 10 years was nothing in a yokai's lifetime. But when they met once again, Kamai discovered that the samurai was already 65 years old. He couldn't believe his eyes when he saw the samurai's gray hair and scars covering his body.
Hey, old friend. Can you still wield the sword?
I'm getting too old to fight. This time, I've come to say goodbye.
I see. Then, how about one last game of Akitsu Hazara?
All right.
The samurai gave his best effort during the game, but had to quit halfway through because he was too weak. After putting down his agoita, Kamai remained silent for a long time before letting out a long sigh.
What a shame.
Their friendship started as something they looked forward to, and in just a few decades it turned into regret. Lord Kamai's appearance hadn't changed, but his dear friend in front of him had grown old. The joys of friendship gradually gave way to the pain of regret. People often say that those outside the situation can see things more clearly, and I learned a harsh truth after witnessing all of it. Everything that people come to regret is inevitably set in motion from the beginning. We yokai are different from humans. We have longer lifespans and different natures, but we share the same world. We interact with one another. When the dream ends, all that even a wise and seasoned yokai like Kamai felt sadness when it was time to say goodbye.
Oh.
So, you
I was hiding on this beach, waiting for, but those 3 yokai came and set up the Akitsu. I didn't want them to approach humans with unbridled optimism and enthusiasm.
Is that why you pretended to be a ghost? Oh, so you must be the one who trapped that guy in...
My power has become pretty weak now, and most of the time I just use some props I've collected to skip. But that jerk was greedy. He wanted to steal the decorate. That's why I used my yokai power. To teach him a...
Ah, so that's what happened. By the way, how did you know the rest...
It's okay if you don't want to tell us. Your true form is this pair of Hagoita, isn't it?
Hagoita?
The pair of Hagoita used by Kamai and the human samurai to play Akitsu. You gradually developed sentience after being influenced by great yokai power. You were the closest. Even with the yokai power's blessing, the Hagoita have started to rot away after hundreds of years, and... if my theory is correct, this...
Excellent work. You figured it all out. Congratulations, little ones. You've passed the 3rd round of the test of...
Miko? And...
I apologize for causing you concern.
Well, because fear is induced by uncertainty, the more chaotic the situation, the better. Having the event staff also mysteriously vanish only added to the
So you're the one responsible for all the scary stuff.
Hitomi, go tell the others that the test of courage has ended and that we
Now that I've solved the mystery, I'm going back to meet with my client. The intent to steal... I'll see you 2 later.
Miko, did you choose the Hagoita for the 3rd round of the test of courage?
Miko, Lady Yae.
I followed Kitsune Saigu around the Mikawa Flower Festival one year and saw her play Akitsu Hazara. That was when I saw you. You didn't have a human form at the time, and...
I remember now. You were on Kitsune Saigu.
I went for a stroll on the beach some time ago and sensed a familiar yoke. Though your power was weak, I was still able to find you. You were sitting in a tree. I overheard you telling yourself that you must be patient and avoid contact with humans.
Huh? When was that?
With your powers being so diminished, you must have been blaming yourself all this time. You knew Kamai and the samurai.
At the time, I couldn't take on a human form. After they first met at the Mikawa Flower Festival, I felt proud to know that I had left a mark on their story. But after they said their final goodbyes, I could often hear Kamai sighing to himself. I couldn't help but hide, because I blamed myself. When I woke up again, the world had... Lady Yae, you are a well-known yokai. You must us know people meet, become friends, and then go their separate ways. After such a is it really worthwhile for us yokai to interact with humans?
Why not? Tell me, how did...
I felt happy, but...
But your rationality told you that it was wrong, didn't it? It turns out that there is still another piece to the story of Kamai and the samurai that you are missing.
What do you mean? The samurai and...
True, but the story doesn't end there. That samurai's name was... It is believed that Takuto developed this style of swordsmanship while dueling with Kamai, who had... 500 years ago, Kamai and Tominaga fought side by side until their final moments.
Oh...
We yokai are not like humans. Humans, however, the bond formed by friendship will not be broken, but there's no reason to be upset by this. Time flies by in an instant.
Hey, compadres!
Itto, what are you doing here?
He told me everything. And I also heard that you won the last round. I even know who the ghost lady is now. Anyway, I had a little discussion with the others. Hey, you're that fox lady. Why are you here?
Please just disregard my...
Right. All right, listen up. To celebrate the end of the Test of Courage event, we will be holding the... I gave it some real thought and realized that it might be kind of difficult for those little yokai to hold the... That's right. Arataki, the one and only Itto, will be in charge of organizing the best Mikawa flower festival anyone's ever seen.
Hooray for Itto!
Oh.
Can we really trust this guy with a festival?
Hey, what you trying to say? Besides, it won't just be me. Everyone's busy getting ready, and the festival will be up and running in no time.
You're the best, Itto!
And what would a festival be without me? I'll be sure to go have a look, too. It has been some time since I've attended a festival.
Paimon's gotta admit, Itto does... A festival? Delicious food? Count Paimon in!
All right, I'll join. If you don't mind, that is.
Looks like the festival has started! Let's go check it out! Itto and Goro! What are you two talking about?
Oh, I was just saying that if I had more time, I'd have built a...
Fishing. You know, when I lived on...
Take it from an expert, using your hands to catch fish is nowhere. Just the other day, I caught a fish so big that I didn't even know how to handle it.
That's an unusual...
Huh? A big fish? How come you didn't...
Huh? You?
Oh, you bet I did. I wrote to the That's Life column and asked Miss Hina for...
Huh. What a coincidence. I do some part-time work there.
You mean the letter was about dealing with a giant fish they caught? No. Could it be? Could it be that there's someone as good at fishing as I am? Oh, not on my watch. Hey, you all go enjoy the festival. I'm gonna get out there. Just you wait. I'll be inviting you all to my fish feast.
Aw, the strings. Yoimiya, this is more difficult than it looks.
Don't worry. Let me show you a little trick. Just remember that your hand has to be quick. Yo-Yo Tsuri! Paimon's seen this game in some light novels before. Do you want to give it a shot? Close one eye, aim carefully, and fish it out quickly. Oh, it looks kinda tricky. Paimon will let the traveler try. You have to catch at least 3 water balloons.
But Yoimiya, if I close one eye, I won't be able to see anything.
This ramen is so good.
It feels like it's been ages since the last time.
You mean you don't get to eat ramen very often, Ayaka? But it's so delicious!
Oh, it's you. We'll need 2 more bowls of ramen, please. Food like ramen and hot pot tend to have a lot of oil and salt, so I don't get...
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, now Paimon totally gets why Ayaka would put cake in the hot pot.
Huh?
Oh, please.
Phew, I'm stuffed.
By the way, were there any special stalls at Yo...
Yes, but... well, it's a long story.
Paimon can't believe you couldn't get a single water balloon. Chizuru managed to finally get one and gave it to Hitotsume Kozo.
He looked like he really wanted it.
But Paimon wanted one.
All right, then I'll...
Yay!
Come on now, this is way more expensive than usual. Even if it is a festival, you shouldn't hike up the prices this much.
Hey now, it costs money to run a stall.
Fair enough. How about 5 masks for 30% off?
All right, all right.
It's so hot. Feels like I'm...
Don't get too close. It's better.
I know. It's just so rare to see such a nice...
There are many beautiful things in the world. There's no need to be.
I was surprised that you didn't even tell your sister. It seems she was...
It would have been uninteresting had I told her what was going to happen ahead of time. Besides, with her friends by her side, she wouldn't ever be too scared. Having a little fright is good to release any tension she might have accumulated lately.
Everything went according to plan. People started to panic as soon as they sensed that they had no idea what was happening. How amusing.
Yes, well done.
Hey, you two, stop laughing! It was scary!
Have you finished exploring the festival? Well then, are you having a good time?
Yeah, it's great!
The original Mikawa Flower Festival was much more lively, because it's always more fun to enjoy a festival with friends.
Yes.
Well then, I'm guessing you have something you want...
What did you want to say to us?
You saw through me again.
It's not that I know everything.
Traveler, do you have a moment? All right, here will do. Actually, I was delighted when I was a yokai derived from a pair of I wanted to go to more festivals, but every evening as night began to set in, then I would wonder. As a result, I was convinced that I couldn't do... I'm sorry that I spoke so strangely when we first met. I expected you to flee in terror. I knew you mistook me as one of the yokai. I'm not... Perhaps it's because I've always... Or perhaps it was because I knew I didn't have much time left, and I didn't want to be alone. Anyway, thank you for taking the... When we played Akitsu, at the time, However, you still came. Let me think. Okay. I wish that every day of your journey ahead will be filled with joy, like a festival.
Most humans could have the entirety of their fleeting lives chronicled in but a few short lines. Their stories really make for terribly...